You're telling me that there are some main ingredients here that can scale up innovative ideas?
There are innovative processes, there are creative tricks and tools, and they're not secret. You can go into Amazon and buy books of them. You can go and read the research if you want. You can go and find this stuff out. Quite a lot of I think probably most of our work is acting as cookery books. That's what it feels like sometimes. You're showing people a bunch of ingredients they've already seen in the supermarket. They've maybe even bought them. They've maybe used 6 thinking hats over there, and they've maybe had students do self-reporting grades over there, but they've never worked out what the whole recipe is and how to make that perfect recipe for their own classroom. And it's a bit like, I think the whizzy teacher with the amazing stuff is like if you like, it's the chef whose restaurant you want to go to now and then, and you always leave full, but you'll never manage to reproduce that dish in your own home. And I'm more keen to look at the kind of work that you see chefs like my fellow countryman Gordon Ramsay doing, where he's trying to explain to you how these ingredients all go together. Or Heston Blumenthal, who talks about the chemistry of the ingredients and why things work together, and why should we experiment and try new things. And I think understanding the science, if you like, behind the creativity is the interesting part. That's what scales. Now it scales if you have teachers who A, have time to reflect, B, have the inclination to reflect. And I think if you have the inclination to reflect, you make the time. And the best teachers do. And creating that sacred time, uninterruptible, where you're going to learn for yourself, selfishly, and you're going to work out what existing systems are there that I could use, that's the #1 ingredient for scaling this up. It's not quite as algorithmic as saying, yeah, we're going to spend $50 million on an intranet system for our schools. That will do the trick. You can sign a check and say it's scaled, but it's rubbish. We all know it is. What really matters is having high quality people in your system and high quality ideas and easy access to those ideas.
And yet it seems that despite the teachers that are here at Clare are a lot of these superstars we talk about, those that go the extra mile. I also hear in my job that there are classrooms that are still mired in lecture-styled learning and an increasing disengagement. We see that through our own research at Canadian Education Association. So I like what I'm hearing from you, but I'm just wondering, despite the ability to share this, the technology, all the assistance that could be out there, why does it seem that it's still not happening? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Where it does happen, the key is always the school leader. And if you've got a great school leader is not one who believes that my teachers are individually professional and they will decide for themselves what they're going to do. There has to be an element of vision. And if your vision is that kids are going to sit in rows and listen to lectures all the time, or for a large chunk of the time, then yeah, your school's going to suffer, your learning's going to suffer, the kids are going to be bored out of their minds. They might succeed. They might get great examination results, and you'll see plenty of great schools with kids who are bored out of their minds. They're learning in spite of school. I would rather have, even if that private school's got 96% success rate in its exams, the first thing I'd be asking is, what about the other 4%? I'd be asking, what about the kids you're not representing, because you won't let them sit the exams? And then finally, what about the 96%, most of whom are bored out their skull and not enjoying learning, because you're setting them up for failure later in life? Now, a good leader with that vision also leads to telling people sometimes that this is wrong, and not having fear, saying, look, this is not the best way to learn, and giving them the support to show them and help them discover why it's not the right way, and let them get their way out of it. Let them do the research. Don't spoon-feed teachers by telling them this is what you need to do. Have teachers have a culture of action research, of self-improvement, and constant self-improvement. And if people aren't prepared to do that, help them find another post.